Hey guys, Vincent here. Thank you for joining my YouTube channel. As you know, this channel is quite new and I'll be talking a lot about stuff that I like. Cameras, cars, food, travel, anything that I enjoy doing. So this channel is just for me to just share my thoughts and also to share my passion of photography and stuff like that. So today I have with me a lens for Viltrox. Shout out to Viltrox Malaysia for loaning me this one. It's an 35 1.2 LAB lens. It's one of Viltrox high-end lenses, the LAB series. And I'm just going to talk about it because I've loaned it for a while and have been using it for some of my photography, mostly for leisure, but of course I'm going to use it professionally for my weddings as well, just to test it out and how it feels like. So this review is not going to be very technical. It's not going to be like I'm not going to let you know the technicalities of the lens, but rather a user perspective on how I would typically use a lens, and yeah, just as a everyday or even a professional user, yeah, how I would feel handling a lens, and yeah, what I look for in a lens. So yeah, of course, before I start, this lens is a pretty heavy lens. I think it weighs just under a kg, 1 kilo. But it's, of course, it's a 1.2 aperture, and if you compare it to Sigma, which is the similar 1.2 aperture 35mm, this one is lighter. So yeah, so Sony does not make a 1.2 for 35, maybe soon, but I'm just going to talk about particularly the quality of the lens itself. I think it is really impressive because for a price point of around 3,600 ringgit to 3,800 ringgit, I think you can get that kind of price in the market for this lens. You get really good quality. I mean, the material of it, it's magnesium alloy, so it's really high quality stuff, and you get this LCD display, which I will go through in a while, and of course the focus ring, the aperture ring, some function buttons here to configure. Of course you have the LCD screen, which you can actually see some information. You can switch the autofocus on and off with this switch here. Yeah. And also the click button where you can on and off it. So if you off it, the aperture ring is actually smooth. Yeah, you don't hear any clicking. And if you on it, yeah, you can hear the clicks. Yeah, so this is particularly useful for, I think, videography, where you want to have a smooth transition when you open up the aperture or whatnot. Yeah, but of course I do mostly photography, and I like it to leave it on the click settings. This lens is nice because it has weather sealing as well. You can see the rubber ring around here. Yeah, it's pretty sturdy. It comes with this metal lens hood, which is pretty solid, I would say. And yeah, so the build quality is awesome. The whatever you get from the lens has it all. It has two function buttons. You can disable autofocus at the click of a button. You can disable the click of the aperture ring. Yeah, what else can I say? Oh yeah, of course. Look, there is a USB port, USB-C port that you can connect to. and it has Bluetooth where you can install an app, which I didn't try because yeah, it works fine when I put in my camera. I mean, if you were to want to configure the function buttons here, you probably need to yeah, go through that and go through the app and stuff like that. Of course, you can update the firmware through the USB port here. Yeah, I think pretty perfect, this lens. I mean, for this price point, I have no complaints over it. It is cheap. The build quality is great. You get all this glass in it, and it's 1.2 aperture. For this price point, I guess, man, you cannot complain. You just have to love what Viltrox is doing for us photographers. As you can see, when you power it on, there is this LCD display, and it tells you the aperture. Yeah, when I turn the aperture, it moves. Yeah, hope you can see it. And of course, when you move the focus distance, it tells the focus distance as well. I think there's some other functions for this one, which I won't go there because I didn't use it at all. So I'm gonna just go through some of the photos that I shot using this lens, and how I felt about this lens overall as I did a photo walk in KL. So yeah, so here we go, let's go. So over here is a shot of a building that I took because I like the contrast and the color of the sky, and the light was just hitting on the building, and with the highlights and shadows, it creates such a nice contrast of colors. And I was just amazed how this lens was able to capture this at 1.2. I shot everything wide open, right? And the colors and the contrast of the images is just amazing. I mean, at 1.2, getting this kind of color rendition and contrast, it's just incredible. This second image is I shot it on the same place where there's an alley, the lights hitting just right at the middle of the street, and yeah, again the contrast and the colors shooting wide open at 1.2. Even as I zoom in to see the sharpness at 1.2, the focus just hits. When the people were walking, are able to capture it, no problem at all. These are pictures of some of the pigeons that was around the area. Yeah, again, I did not actually look through the viewfinder. I was just shooting through the LCD display, and again the autofocus was able to capture and focus on the birds that's flying and around it. Again, at 1.2 wide open, I think the contrast and colors is just amazing. And this again, it was a very sunny day. I would expect some flaring, or some kind of flare going through into the lens, but it didn't happen. So I'm pretty impressed with what this lens is able to do, and the images that's being produced here. Alright, so this is a crop image of the pigeon that I shot. Yeah, again, if you were to crop it in, the sharpness is still intact, and yeah, the blurriness of the 1.2 bokeh, yeah, just separates the subject from the background, and it's just so beautiful. This was just pointing up to the sky, and believe it or not, I was shooting it at 1.2 or so, and yeah, there was no I was amazed how this lens can give me such nice colors and contrast, because I would expect at 1.2 shooting at a very bright sky, yeah, it probably lose some of its contrast and color, but this one's just amazing. And what I like about the lens as well, when I post-process it, the vignetting around the edges is not a lot. It's not like those older lens that I use. When we shoot wide open, there is some sort of like vignetting. Yeah, it looks pretty when you shoot portraits. Yeah, it's quite nice to bring the focus onto the subject. But if you're shooting something like a landscape or even images like this, sometimes the vignetting becomes a bit irritating, but this lens is incredible. I think it controls the vignetting very well. This is what I shot for one of my friends. He was taking some photos, so I asked him to step out to the light. And again, yeah, I love how the colors of the images that just pops out. This is the vendor, I wouldn't say vendor, but nearing to the marketplace, people selling meat, and I just took a shot. And yeah, again, this at 1.2. Of course, I was quite far away, so the background blur isn't that obvious. Of course, with a 35mm, it's considered actually quite a wide lens, so you won't get that blurry effect if you are that far away from the subject. You've got to really step in to create the blurriness. But again, I think it has a very nice contrast and color to it. Yeah, it's just beautiful. I like it. So as I approached the market area, I took some photos of people doing their job, selling stuff. And this is a picture of the roast duck that was one of the vendors was selling, and I shot it wide open just to highlight how the background blur will look like at 1.2 wide open. And I think it's amazing. Yeah, the bokeh it's pretty. I love it. This is a shot of two guys. I saw very beautiful light. As you can see, it was a very nice backlight where it just creates a rim light over the hair, and yeah, it just creates the image. And I like to look for light when I shoot. I'm just testing it out to see whether this lens can able to capture such yeah, even with a strong backlight. And again, the contrast and colors are just there, so there's no complaints even when shooting on a backlight and backlit image. This one as well is a backlit image where the sun was coming from the back, and I think this lens again spot on, no issues. I shot some fishes. Yeah, so it's again, I of course I love how the 1.2 is able to separate the background and the foreground. Yeah, just create the image that it's very nice and pleasant to look at. This one was also a backlit in the market. It was very strong sunlight peeking through all the canopies. So I saw this scene where this guy was walking in. I patiently waited for the person to just be in the center frame and just took a shot. And I think again it was spot on. The lens did very well. Autofocus was good, and yeah, tracking, it tracks very well. Of course, this is the same place. I took a silhouette shot, I think, with the high overexposed area where the sun was hitting, and the shadow area where the person was just create a nice contrast, and I love this image as well. Yep, so this is another image of a guy just having they were very friendly when I was in the market. Yeah, so he was smiling. He was at a very nice place where the light was hitting him, and he was smiling very well. I love this shot. Of course, this guy was very animated. It wasn't in the best light, but of course I just took a shot because yeah, he was friendly, and I think even at the direct sunlight, like the sun is coming from his left, right? So even at a strong sunlight, I think this lens does very well creating this image. So we walked further on and saw some fishes for display, for sale, sorry. So yeah, I thought this image looks good in black and white, shot wide open 1.2, and it just pops out like that. Of course, some of these fishes under a canopy, which creates such a wonderful and beautiful colors. I just love how the colors is on the fishes. Yeah, it just exaggerates the image, so I loved it. And I was walking under that colorful canopy, right? And it was such a beautiful color. I mean I don't usually like this kind of color cast on people and their skin tones, but under this for this image I purposely want to shoot that because I just love how colorful this image is, and how this canopy actually creates such contrast of colors. And again, I think I love this Viltrox lens, man. The 1.2, just amazing. I converted it to black and white just to get it a bit of more mood. Just for some show. Again, I was walking in the market and I saw these beautiful colors of tomatoes. Yeah, really pops out. I think this lens just nailed it. I think the contrast and colors again is amazing. I have no complaint over the autofocus so far. I mean, it has been spot on, and even at the tracking at the edges, even at a like image like this, if I want to create a silhouette, it's able to just lock on to the image and the focus point that I want. And yeah, just amazing. I think Viltrox has improved over the years on how they created the lens, and also the autofocus system is very similar to what we see on the Sony native lenses. Of course, I'm shooting with Sony camera. This image, I love it so much when they were trying to put on the canopies, tying up the canopies, because it was already close to midday and the sun was getting hotter. And yeah, it's very nice to see this. And as I was walking around, this one was just shot on my, how to say, I like to carry my camera at shoulder length, I guess. Yeah, so that I can give a nice eye level perspective of things that you usually see at eye level. So this image I done it in black and white because I think it just creates the mood. Again, I was just just like holding my camera and shooting with the LCD. Yeah, again, autofocus locks on very well, detects the face very spot on. The eye detection is good, and again the image is just, yeah, I like the colors that comes out from this lens. I saw the light hitting on the bananas that was on sale and the pineapples, and it's very nice. I like this kind of image where it's exaggerated highlight and shadows. Moving on to this one, this guy was shredding some coconut. Yeah, so the light was hitting on him very nicely, and I'm glad that he turned around and looked at me as I snapped away. This one is also, I was hoping that for a nicer image, but of course, because I saw the light coming in through from the top, beaming down, and I thought I could create one image, but yeah, of course this one, it was just a random shot, and yeah, it's quite nice. This one was the guy on the side of the street just smiling at me. Just took a shot. This is some crates that was on the street. Why I took it, because it was there was nice light hitting on it, and again I look for light and shadows when I shoot. Okay guys, so that's the images that I took in the photo walk recently in Pudu Market, using the 35 1.2 lens, and overall I think I have no complaints over this lens, and again, for this price point and the quality you are getting, it's amazing. The only complaint I might have is probably the weight, because I was shooting with this camera and this lens, and also one more 85 1.4 on my back. I felt a bit tired after a few hours of walk, but a lot of time when I was shooting in the market, I was holding my camera with one hand and holding the Osmo Pocket 3 with the other hand, and it still feels okay, you know. I was still able to handle my shots. I'm still able to move very well, so it's not like it's super heavy. It still feels balanced. It's just that, of course, it's a 1 kg lens, so you will experience some weight, and yeah, I only wish it was a little bit lighter maybe, but for a 1.2 lens, yeah, again, I have no complaints. So if you like this, what I'm sharing today, please like and subscribe to my channel. So I hope to see you in the next one. Please do share out this if you can also. So thank you again for your support. See you guys. Bye.